Hi guys, it's Amy from Mimi Stitchery. Today is Saturday, November 19th, and I'm here for my Flosstube. If you've been around here for a while, you know I stopped counting them a while ago, so I just do a Flosstube update and I try to get one up every week. We'll talk about that as we get into plans, because with the holidays coming, that may change up a little bit. Let's see, it's Saturday. Every Saturday we have a family breakfast Saturday morning, and Matt and I try to go grocery shopping. This week he's off the entire week this coming week. I only work Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm off the rest of the week. Mother-in-law is hosting Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I am hosting my family's Christmas cookie baking on Sunday after Thanksgiving. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun and busy. I'm relieved right now at the moment because I just submitted a paper that's due by tomorrow at midnight. I really didn't think I was going to get it done today, but it came together and I was able to get it done. So I'm happy about that. We pulled up our Christmas tree yesterday, and we haven't decorated it, but it is up in our living room. Sorry for the wild hair. It's a little wild today. It's cold here. There's parts of New York that are getting a ton of snow. We are not getting hardly any. That's how New York works. Those that are near the lakes and then the lake bands get lots of snow. Those of us that don't usually will get hit by lake bands off Lake Ontario, but they're not set up in a way that they're hitting us this time. So we're lucky. Let's see. I have a finish. I have an almost FFO, and you'll understand why it's almost. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you find something you like. If you are returning, thanks so much for coming back every week. I really appreciate it. I'm gaining new subscribers every week. Super happy about that. Love interacting in the comments. I'm not very good at commenting on other people's Flosstubes, but I have been watching a little bit of Flosstube lately. Let's see. All right, let's do WIPs. I have a little bit of haul too. And full disclosure, one of my WIPs is a knitting WIP. So there you go. The first one I always show is the piece that I'm using for my 25/7. It is a Dimensions Gold kit. It is called Lost No More. It is a kit I started back in the 90s, and then it went into a bin while I raised kids, and just came out the last 2 years or so. Really did not get a ton of work on it until this year. So this year has kind of been a focus of mine, obviously because 25/7. I do occasionally park threads, so if you've seen this before, you know I'm stitching this on the kit Ada with the kit floss, and here he is. I have, this looks distorted, it's really not, it's just the way it's laying. I finished the rock here. This is the start of that sheep. Remember I said, if you watched me last week, I said I kind of wanted to get to the sheep. So I've gone over here and started working in some of the darker colors of the sheep. I will continue now to fill this in and work this over so I can get into the rest of the sheep. But this is it. This is where we are right now. Hold on. My screen's going dark. So pretty soon, I have a 2-week break off from work between Christmas and just before Christmas and just after New Year's. I'm really, really hoping to get some major stitching in. We'll see. It's hard because if we get good weather, which is really a crapshoot this time of year around here, hubby and I like to be out and about and doing things. If we don't, then I'll hunker down and stitch. We'll nap, you know, things like that. But yeah. So that is Lost No More. That is my daily 25/7. I say I try to do it every day. I will say most days it's 5 days Most weeks it's 5 days. Some weeks I will get 6 days in. Next thing I'm going to show you, sorry for the zips, this is my travel piece in my bag that Gail's Gold Needle gave me because I'm an RVer. This is my Mill Hill Buttons and Beads kit, Tree of Life. And I was only able to get a couple threads in this at work, but you can see. So I was filling in some of the blue here. And then I did more work on the branch that's coming over here. Some of the darker colors. And then when I had the thread left over, I came down here and filled in some of those colors here. So still working on it. It is my travel piece, so it goes with me in my backpack everywhere I go. I pull it out at lunch at work, or if I'm sitting waiting for something. If it's with me and Matt's at Lowe's and I'm sitting in the car, it'll come out then too. But it usually gets only a thread or two every time I pull it out. And then it goes long periods of time where I have no travel stitching time. So that is what it is. Zipper. The other WIP I worked on this week is Christmas List by Silver Creek Samplers. I believe I started, I don't have my Excel spreadsheet up. I believe I started this a couple years ago. And I'm doing mine with the Priscilla from Stitching with the Housewives Conversion. Let me see if I can find my fabric tag here. It's a Be Stitch Me fabric, that I know. But I cannot remember. It was part of Fabric of the Month. And I should probably have it in here. I'm just not able to locate it at the moment. But let me just take a quick shot. Yeah, I can't locate it. I know it was in here, so it's probably in here just eluding me at the moment. But it is a Be Stitch Me fabric. I'm using a Floss Buddy with this one from Black Cat X Stitchery. I'm getting to liking using the Floss Buddies. And sorry, I have a parked thread because I was in the middle of stitching this last night when I put it away. So this right here with the deer, the reindeer, there's a snow hill here with a house and a couple of trees, and that ends page 1. So I have been able to get, I'm going to put it closer, a page finish, or close enough that I'm going to call it a page finish. Yeah. It's going to stay on my cart. I have one of those rolling carts, and what I do is I load it up with the WIPs I'm working on at the time, and it's currently located with all of my Christmas and a possible new start. More to come on that. Let's see. Another WIP, which I don't think I have a picture of. I'm looking, but I don't think so. Another WIP I'm working on is the Stitching Shelf by Amy Stewart. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'll get a piece of paper to put behind it. And this is where I am on this. So if you remember right, I had started doing Royal Rose, and that's what this is left over from here. I'm not really, in confetti heavy pieces, Royal Rose can be kind of difficult. Because there's so many threads parked, it's kind of crazy. But I was working on this during my stitchy time on Wednesday night with some friends of mine. I'm filling in and working down and over the, I'd like to do it the way Suki, the Brown Eyed Stitcher, is doing it. I'm sure she doesn't watch these videos, but if she does, hello. I'd like to get to the bottom of the first shelf, which I believe is right in here, and then work across and do one shelf at a time. But I love working on my full coverage. It's just fun. It's fun to see it come together. I can see spines of books. Now you can see a spine of a book here, and then the label right here, which has the title in it. And this will come together too as a book once I get some more filled in there. So kind of exciting. Really like working on my full coverage. as you guys know, if you've been around. One more WIP to show you. It's a knitting WIP. It is my 4-Clover Cowl by Leanne at Forbidden Fiber Co. And my colors that I have here look a little different than what is pictured. This is the cowl. I have not got a ton done here, and I think my niece has actually claimed this when it's done. We'll see. I did put my progress keeper in, so let's show you how far I've gotten. That's my progress keeper. That I put that in the last row I was on prior to filming last week, and I've only put, as you can see, only put in a few rows. But it's coming along. I think you guys will be able to see more once I get more done. But yeah, I'll move the progress keeper up today after I'm done. I started in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Yep, right there. One of the shamrock design is getting worked in. So that's that. And this is my first color work project. So I'm trying to learn new knitting skills. So that's why I started this. The goal eventually is for me to make a sweater. That's my goal. But we're going to start small. So this will go back in the bag. It has, let's see, I'll show you. The 3 colors. Let me see if it says it here. Yep. So this is color 1. And it's called Subplot. This is color 2. I caked these up. So last time you guys saw these were, this is Genesis yarn. This is Protagonist. And this is color 3. And it is Anti-Hero. So I went ahead and caked these up out of their normal squishy ball because I just like it better on the cake. I also think it looks better, like if you're photographing a project or presenting it, it looks a little better. So that's that. I typically only work on this about once a week. If my eyes are too tired to stitch, it does get work done. If my eyes are good to stitch, I will stitch. So that really depends on the week and how the week's going. But this isn't a bag that I made out of Lori Holt's fabric. I love the bag. And it's actually the Confessions of a Homeschooler, Erica Arndt. It's her pattern. It's a free pattern that she has for those drawstring bags. So let's, because we're going out of order today, I'm going to show you my finish. Last week I finished the ferret. I finished it on, did I finish it on Sunday? Yes, I finished it on Sunday. No, I lied. I finished it on Monday. But that one's done. So I have all the springs done. And they're all stitched on 36 count spring. Oh, that's the back. 36 count spring by Picture This Plus. Dyed for this series. And they're all done and ready to be finished. So we have that. The reindeer is the one that Gail and I are going to work on next. We're going to start that next weekend. I have hair sticking straight out. Forgive the hair. If you've been around here long enough, you know my hair is always kind of out there. So we're starting that next week. I had that all kitted up and ready to go. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, I have one that's almost FFO'd. You ready? This is a big one. This is a big one. This is not perfect yet. It's not anchored in the frame yet, but I wanted to show it. This is the Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty sale from 2021. This is a frame that my husband made for me out of some frame molding that we purchased from the local Lowe's. Then I painted the frame with a bright blue chalk paint and then treated it with a black wax. And I think it's perfect for this piece. That's what it looks like up close. Like I said, the stitching needs to be a little tighter than it is, so I need to fix that. We also need a piece to go in the back so that we can anchor it in there and put a label on it. And then this will go up on my wall in my living room. I'm so excited. So if you're familiar with this, you know that we got to choose what goes in here. There was a whole mess of different houses to choose. I chose the lovebirds, and I put my initial here and my husband's initial there. And I am super excited. This is by far my largest finish to date. And every time I look at it, I just like it every time I look at it. But I love it in this frame. I'm going to bring it close again just because I love looking at it. This was a bright blue chalk paint, and I used dark black wax, and that's what toned it down to make it compatible to this piece, because otherwise it was too bright of a blue to go next to this. But it just makes it I'm just going to continue to hold it here, and I'm going to hope that YouTube grabs that as a screen grab. I am super, super proud of this piece. It's absolutely fantastic. I am so happy with my color choices. I'm happy with that sulky blendable that I used. If you are interested in the threads that I used on mine, I'm happy to tell you. I've said it multiple times in many videos over last year when I was working on it. Absolutely love this piece. And although I have said, and you can ask Gail, she'll tell you, because we did this one together, I have said I never want to do a sale that big again because I didn't get to stitch on much of my other stuff, which is very true. I still got a bunch of finishes done. I still got stitching done, just not as much if I hadn't been working on this. But look what you got in the end. You just can't. There are so many great designers out there. You just can't beat a finish as great as this one. I mean, I guess I'll feel like that probably about all my huge finishes when I start getting more of them. But I absolutely love this piece. And it's getting a back on it. It's going to get anchored in here. It's going to get pulled tighter. And it's going to get a label on it. So, I can't stop looking at it. Sorry. It's just going to stay up here for another minute, you know. I'm hoping like all get out that YouTube grabs this for a screen grab. We'll see. Maybe I'll take a picture and insert my own screen grab. But it's awesome. And thank you, Jacob, for your work, because it is definitely beautiful. And for the record, I started this on January 1st of 2021. And I finished it, I think it was January 28th of 2022. So I did go a little bit over the year. But I didn't think that was bad. Absolutely in love with this. Cannot wait to get this finished and up on the wall. Would love to have it up on my wall before I host Christmas. Just absolutely beautiful. Sorry. Obsessed. It is just, and that frame turned out exactly like I envisioned it. I had painted it with the blue chalk paint that I had here in the house. I thought the blue was a little deeper once it dried. It really did not deepen up as much. So I was on the phone texting with my youngest daughter because she works with at a retail shop near here that sells chalk paint and all the waxes and a bunch of other stuff. And I asked her if she had any of the black wax, and she did. So she brought it over, and she and I went and applied the black wax, and I was so happy with how it was turning out that it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I am thrilled. Cannot wait to get that up on my wall. Yeah, my closest size-wise finish to that I've ever had is a Huckleberry Farm, which is nowhere near the size of the Modern Folk Embroidery, but this is the next closest size that I've finished. Probably this one, and this one would be, except it's on 14 count, so it's really not as many, anywhere near as many stitches. This is on 18 count Ada by Picture This Plus, and probably nowhere near the stitch count, probably half, if not a third of the stitch count. But like I said, I finished this and finished Modern Folk Embroidery, and I've had a ton of smalls in there, but when these big ones finish, it's a big deal. And I'm very happy with that. I have a bit of stash. I'm not, as you know, I'm on like a buying, other than I was buying the Year in the Woods. Now I've got all of them and all the flosses for them, so I'm back to a buying freeze. I definitely have plenty of stuff here to do, so there's no need for me to buy stuff. But I continue to be in the Fabric of the Month Club with Grace Notes Fabrics because I absolutely love their fabric. And the one I received it yesterday, I'm in the 36 count linen. It is called Sonatina. I almost thought it said Sinatra, but I think it's Sonatina. That's going to wash out. Let me see if I can. There, that's better. You can see it. It's a beautiful neutral. And the modeling in this is... I'm always happy with my fabric from them. I never have... Some of them push me out of my comfort zone as far as color goes, but I love them all. I think they do a great job. I used to get the 40 count, and now I'm just deciding that with my eyes the way they are, 36 count is just better for me. There is a chance for me to stitch 36 count with proper lighting and without magnification, although not usual. Not usual because of lighting this time of year, but I just absolutely love it. And a stitchy friend of mine, Lori. Hello, Lori, if you're watching. Her husband made some wooden items, and she asked if some of us wanted some. And I got sent some of these wooden ornament. They're pretty sturdy. So I'm going to find some things to stitch and put on there. Exciting, huh? Thank you, Lori. Truly appreciate it. Cannot wait to pick something out to put on these. Matter of fact, I have an ugly sweaters pattern, and I wonder if stitching a few of them and putting them on here wouldn't be a great idea. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that. So thank you so much. It was stitchy kindness in the best way, and it's just a great group. I get together with a bunch of people that I met at StitchCon this last year on Wednesday night. And some of them I didn't meet at StitchCon. And we have a good time and stitch and just laugh. And if you picked up lately, my job has been super stressful and a little bit of a challenge. And being in my master's courses, it's really nice to get together with your stitching community and just laugh. Just laugh for a while and stitch. It's a good combination. So I'm super thankful for all of them and super thankful for the stitchy kindness. Lori, I hope that you're super blessed, and I thank you so much. All right. So I told you I loaded up my cart. I'm looking at it. So let's look at what's in my cart right now as far as stitching. I have my stitching shelf in there. I have Christmas list in there, which you've already seen. I also have my Lost No More, which is my 25/7. Let me show you the other WIPs that I have in here. I also have the reindeer from A Year in the Woods in here. So this is in a Black Cat Xstitchery bag. Absolutely love this bag. Let's see if I can find the cover to this. This is a pattern that was printed by the owner, one of the owners of my local needlework shop, Hobby House Needleworks, which they've now opened Hobby House Wool. It's in the building right next door. It's my local needlework shop. It's about 30 minutes from me. I try not to go there because I spend lots of money when I'm there. But it's a beautiful place, and she's beautifully stocked, and they're good people. And she made a pattern called Dasher and Dancer. And this is also a Be Stitch Me fabric, because I used to be in Be Stitch Me's fabric of the month as well. And I decided to switch over to try Grace Notes fabrics, and I can't. Lots of people are in many, but I have quite the fabric selection as it is, and I don't really need any more, but I like getting some. This is on 36 count linen in the colorway Cardinal by Be Stitch Me, and I'm using kind of stash pulled threads. And this is it. So I have several different color greens I've got pulled. I've got a silver sulky and a white. I also have in here some DMC Diamant that I may put in here. I have some silver. I have some gold. And we'll see if I feel like putting some bling in here. But this is in the cart. I have no idea what's going to get work done. I'm just showing you what I've pulled out and put in my cart for holiday stitching. So that's back in that bag. What else do I have? Oh, it's a good one too. Sorry about all the jingles, all the bling on the bag. This is Kringles by Little House Needleworks. This is being stitched on 30 count Parisian gray, which is the called for linen. 30 count, I think I said. 30 count Parisian gray, it's the called for linen, and I'm using the called for threads. And the last time, let's see. This is where I am currently. Yep, 30 count Parisian gray legacy linen. This is where I am currently. So that's in here to hopefully get some love during the holiday season. I think my goal is to sit and stitch on all of them for several days at a time and get some good progress. That's my goal. I do not have a ton of Christmas projects, but you see the ones that I have are pretty stinking big. This one is... Hold on. I put this in a bag that was made for me by Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. I love her bags too. This is Bygone Stitches, a Quaker Christmas. Sorry for the glare, but I don't really want to take it out of its wrapper. And I am stitching this with, where are the threads? Oh, the threads aren't in here. I'm going to have to figure that out. Not sure why the threads aren't in here. Okay. Anyway, this is being stitched on. Let's see if I know that. I do believe this is Lakeside Linen. It is probably navy bean, and it is 40 count. And that's where I am. You know, I pulled this out of a different project bag and put it in here, so I wonder if the threads are in the other project bag. I will have to take a look. I'm going to leave it disheveled so I remember to go look. Okay. This one. See, I love them all. This is Royal Holiday. This is one of my mirrors. I have two mirrors going. I have Royal Holiday and I have Queen of Freedom. I am stitching this on... This is a Fabrics by Stephanie. I believe it's in the colorway Abyss. Let's see if I can get you the right side up. So I was working in her skirt, If you've been around here long enough, you know, but I worked all the way up because I thought I would be more motivated once she had a face. Oh, folded it too far. So she has a face. And now I've been working back down towards her dress. Yep, she would be fun to stitch on again too. And now, the new start. And I do think I'm going to start it this weekend, next week, sometime very soon. I have 4 stocking patterns in my possession. And my goal is to make stockings eventually for just about everybody in the family if I can. I don't know if I'll live long enough for that, but we'll see. Let me put these aside so that I can get them out and they're not making as much noise. Yeah. So I debated. I have this in a bag. This is another bag I got from Gail from Gail's Gold Needle. I decided to start. It's a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. It is called Enchanted Ornament Stocking. If you watch Amy from Amy Loves Toads and Colette from the Highway Stitcher, they are stitching this, and there's somebody else stitching this. Cannot recall. I cannot recall. But there's somebody else I just saw that was stitching this as well. I saw it, liked it, bought the kit, and I've decided this is going to be the first stocking that I start. So starting this year and going into 2023, there will always be a stocking in my rotation. So there'll be 3 constants in my rotation still because this seems to have been working out for me. There'll be any sale that I'm doing, which hopefully will only be the one, the Year in the Woods to continue. The Morning 25 7-piece, the Travel Stitching, and stocking. So every week you will see at least those 4 pieces. And we'll see. Now the Sunday Year in the Woods, we tend to only stitch on them on Sundays. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it works. But so far, it's been giving me... what I have been doing is loading up my cart with the ones that I'm pulling for the season. And working on them, and then throwing in some full coverage here and there because I actually really like full coverage and I'd like to see them make progress. So I'm going to just continue on with that kind of methodology, and we'll see how that continues to work. I would love... At one point I thought maybe I would spend my time on full coverage for the rest of the year other than the morning stitch, the travel stitch, and the Sunday sale. I thought I'd spend all the other days on full coverage till the end of the year and see significant progress on all of them. And I think I'm just going to continue to stitch what I want to stitch. I do kind of confine things down and load the cart with things that I would like to work on. But I will say that when I do that, sometimes I don't work on what's on the cart and I work on other stuff. So I tend to work on whatever's calling to me at the time, or whatever I feel like working on at the time. So I'm just going to continue that because it's my hobby. There's no cross stitch police. I'm just going to continue to do what I do. But I do want to see some finishes. So there's that. And I say the same thing all the time. I did list up here on my board. I put you at a little bit of a different angle this time. 23 WIPs to concentrate on for 2023. I'm not joining Work Your WIPs. I've heard about that. I'm not doing WIP Go this coming year. I have plenty of things kitted up to start. So if I'm feeling like a start, I'm just going to start things and get them into my rotation. But, honestly, I said to Gail that I was going to start that stocking on Friday, and here it is Saturday. I haven't started it yet, and I'm probably not going to start it until probably next week sometime. Maybe a Thanksgiving Day start. We'll see. So as soon as I feel like starting something, that one's going to get started. There's also been a couple of full coverages that I've really wanted to start, but I'm not going to do that until, well, probably for a long time, unless I get a big project completed. But it is what it is. And I'm just going to enjoy my stitching and keep moving forward. But I certainly do not need to buy any more stuff. I have plenty here to keep me busy for a long time for both cross-stitch knitting and some sewing. So I'm good if the supply chain has a problem again, because I have lots of floss here. I'm looking at my wall of floss over there that you can't see. Oh, let me see if I can get you. See my sock blockers there? It's not as clean over there, just saying. You can see my silk hanging there, and you see all that floss on the wall there. There's actually way more there than what that looks like. Yeah. So coming up soon will be, I'd like to say it's plans for 2023, but I'm just going to continue with what I do now. I have some restarts planned for 2023. His Eye on the Sparrow and Cardinal Points will both be restarted in 2023. But I have a WIP parade coming. And then I'll give you my end of year kind of stats when we do that. So my Flosstubes may not be weekly right now with the holidays. We'll see how busy we are and how much stress it is. Maybe it will continue to be weekly. Maybe it'll be a short instead, or maybe I'll do a live stitch with me. We'll see how it works out. But we're going to keep things kind of fluid and up for grabs for the rest of the year. But until I see you again, happy stitching. Take care. Bye-bye.